Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today is the Gems of War Guild Wars, week 25, day 6. It is a yellow day, and today we're pretty much just going to throw the famine down a bunch of times. But tomorrow is the Halloween event, or the start of it. They're not doing those special little skulls like they, actually I don't know if they did it last year or not, but we are going to be getting 3 new troops, all from Golvania, and this is applicable to Console too. Console will not be getting Merlantis. It's going to be one of the first times when they don't do the Kingdom right after the event, but instead Console will be getting the standard event that PC Mobile is also getting for the Halloween. So yeah, we have that to look forward to. I'll go over all 3 of them and their viability after we go do all the Guild Wars. And of course, we'll have a whole video out on it tomorrow, messing around with them and doing a small key opening. Though that'll be a really short key opening though. Shouldn't take that long at all too. I think it's only going to be about 150 event keys, so should be pretty straightforward. And of course, tomorrow night we'll be going and messing with them even more. Hello Amber, hello JZG, hello Jesse, hello Warren, hello Henny. Welcome all, welcome. So Gorgolfa, can you get full mana like now? That would be really decent. I did not see any way to do that. There's nothing that's even remotely good. We'll just take this green for Skull Chance, which we don't get. Blue we don't need, though if it surges, we do need it. Can we trust it to surge? The answer is yes. At least this time it is. So we'll go get a nice explode on the board. Get as wide as spread we can. Looks like green isn't too bad, so we'll go for that. And that gives us Gorgolfa, that gives us Famine. And I think we're going to throw the Famine instantly because we're going to get Moloch right up. Let's go get rid of one of them. Actually, what is the most annoying thing? Every single thing on that team is pretty annoying on its own. They don't really synergize together. But, yeah, let's get rid of Corvash. Whoa. Okay, my game just froze for a second. I don't know if that came off on stream. That was really weird. Like, stopped for half a second. Okay, next we'll probably have to be Kraken because it's starting to get a little bit annoying with his little pokes. I don't think I can get rid of a Moloch right now. It's too much of a commitment. We'll go take out yellow. And there we go. Now that's what we need. Another Famine. That I'm not going to bother with for, but what we can do is throw onto one of these. I believe we're going to be going for the... Oh, I don't know. They're both... they're both equally as annoying. I don't think I care much about Draculus being there. That's perfectly fine. One of these 2 I need to go for. Let's get rid of the Kraken just so he doesn't get rid of Famine. And now we just need to explode kill him. Though this will not be enough damage, unfortunately. So let's move that down. 1, 2, or actually it could be. There's exactly enough skulls on the board. So if there was a way to explode all of them. I would use Amnesia if there was one red, like, right there. If any of those 3 were a red, I would use Amnesia right now. Let's just try it on Gorgolfa. Nope, I missed one. No! Wait, why didn't do any damage to him? Wait. What? 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 You guys saw that, right? I'm confused. It didn't do the damage until Famine's trait occurred after the fact. Because that's Explode. It should have hit all the skulls. Yeah, that was weird. It didn't do damage to him until the turn after. That's strange. Okay, I have no clue why that happened. But we'll go throw down a Moloch here. We'll let him take the skull against Gorgolfa. Oh, I forgot to check the damage. Is that enough to kill? Probably not. We'll just go for that. Let's see, was it enough? No, it wouldn't have been. Good thing I didn't go for it. I actually would have survived with 1 HP. That would have been really annoying. Though we could have always gotten a Moloch to 1 in 4 chance it. We'll just Gorgolfa that. Hello, Strawn! Welcome! Okay, that definitely needs to go. Before I do though, let me move that over for our extra turn. And now we can go take it out. Then we Famine Kraken, and then we essentially win. I don't foresee it being able to get up with 0 mana against everything we have, so kill that out. And now we just get the last little bit of our mana that we need to take it out with basically just a Moloch at this point. Or that. That works too. Or just a double skull out of nowhere. Perfectly fine. Also, hello, Ella Matrix. Welcome. Hello, Moix. Welcome. Let's see. What do we have next? Scion, Ragnargord, Famine, Death. I'm surprised there's still so many meta teams around by the end of the week. His stats look a bit low, though. Oh, yeah, that's only a legend. That's an epic. Okay, yeah. So at least this will be a little bit easier to take out, then. His front line has pretty low durability. Oh, it even shows it as the correct rarity in the screen. I didn't even notice that. It actually picks the exact card from the enemy team with the correct stats and everything. It's kind of cool. Let's see. Is the Tacet show? Hello. Oh, it's the Tacet show. I completely read that wrong. But yes, the Tacet show. We'll go with that. Okay. Well, he got a really solid start. Extremely solid. What to move? What to move? Guess we just skull poke him. I don't really have much of a choice there. He's gonna drain us the following turn anyways, which he just did. So we'll just focus on browns and yellows and hope to get that up before another cast from him. Should be able to. We just need to find one more pair without him getting anything. So we'll take that. Oh, he got it all. And I do not have anything to take him out with. Nor can Famine do a 1 in 3 chance. So I'll just take a blue then, because at least the blue we get to keep some of the mana. Because she gets enough that it's out of the range of 7. And now we can go for either green, purple, or blue, or focus still on the browns and yellows. Let's go for that. Very nice. Almost full mana. 1 off. And okay, it did not go all the way on anything. I could try for 1 in 4 or just play it safe with a skull. I think we go and play it safe. He's getting really lucky with those famines. I think we finally got it though, because we got the drain out of the way. And his famine is still a decent ways away from its next cast. So all I really need to do now is build up like a famine or something of my own and we'll be good to go. Really need this Gorgulfa to get full mana. Ooh, 1 already dead. I do have a summoner though. Wow, am I just gonna kill him with skulls alone? Every single turn has basically been skull. Oh no, Amnesia just died now too. They're working from the back and working their way up. Ooh, that's not looking good. Well, we got both of them now. That's a little bit better. Okay, let me take this skull because there's a chance something weird will happen over there. We'll just move that. Okay, good. He cleansed, so I kind of needed the other one to cleanse. We'll throw the Moloch there. Okay, good. We didn't lose our whole team to Deathmark. Good, good. Okay. So, yeah, that definitely didn't go over well. But at least we didn't lose. Or, I assume so. He can still get one more amazing Deathmark off. Especially if he keeps doing stuff like that. Do I wait? I think I actually wait. Oh, I could actually taken that for 4 skull. But yeah, I'm going to wait here. I'm not going to... Oh, wait, that was enough damage? Oh. Never mind. Maybe I shouldn't have waited. I was going to wait because I wanted him to cleanse, but... Yeah, maybe I should have exploded, actually. Well, he would have died regardless, so... Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you doing? You can actually win this. Let's see. Yeah, we either die to random Deathmark or we need to get that nice little skull poke in. Okay, good. We cleansed. Now we just need to take a random move that doesn't give him a skull. That also gives us a skull. Oh, he's playing it so safe, but there we go. Well, that went horribly. But we still won. Barely. 1,222 points on the middle battle. That's like 200 something lower than what it should be. Like 200, 250. Oh, never mind. That was on that one. Oh, okay, that wasn't as bad then. That's only about 150 to 200 less than what it should have been. A double Astral Spirit. I hope you realize those aren't unique. You need to do uniques. Oh, well. Hello, Chris. Hello, Anarchy. Also, hello, William. I don't think I actually said hi, though I did read your comments. Let's see. Well, he has double Astral Spirit, so whatever mana we want, take it now before he removes it. So I guess we just go blue-brown. There he goes, and he does indeed take out brown. So I guess we go for double yellow then, especially since we get a skull poke with it. Comes with a free skull poke. Okay, it's not dead yet. That's nice. Though I need to get at least 1 cast out of it before it does go down. So move that, and we can take this yellow and then throw him down. Perfect. Okay, so we can get that rolling now. If we could somehow keep both of these manas down. Oh, really nice famine. Doing work for once. So we'll go do that. Always nice when he gets lucky. I don't think there's any way to negate this unless we extra turn from the cascade, which we don't. Nope, down it goes. Luckily we have Amnesia, so that can replace him out once we actually get the cast down for it. We'll go move that. Any other moves? Purple, yellow, both of which we need. Rather use a purple-red for it though, so we'll do that. Oh, very nice. A little skull poke in it too. So now we can famine for the kill. Let me just double check that that's enough damage. 3, 9, 18... Yeah, that's enough. That's 47. 4 additional damage than we needed. And now we can just Moloch kill that. And now we just resummon and win. So do that. Actually, probably should have done purple. But won't really matter. One more little poke will end it. And yes, that is enough damage. And down it goes. Sweet. Okay, yeah, that's what I was talking about. 1,482. That's what a mid-battle should be around. Like that 1,450 mark. Perfect. So now, Corvash, Silent One, Urska Wanderer, and Grave Knight. Other than the Corvash Silent One combo, that team seems pretty easy. Not quite sure what the other two are for unless I'm missing something. Oh, does he do more to one of those colors or something? No. That's odd. Okay, I'm not quite sure what he's there for. But we'll go move that over. To the skull. I sometimes forget which one of them is like randomly have extra bonus on something. I probably should have taken that 5 times yellow, even though we got a pretty big cascade from it. I think we got less mana than what we would have from a just taking the 5 times. So if we had KrissTigger or something, that'd be really nice. Play right there, but we don't have any. We'll just go and I guess just throw down a poke. That or go all in on first slot. Poke or all in. I'm actually just going to poke this one down. We'll throw the famine for all in and then just do it with a skull combo or something. So for now, I can't really do much because there's nothing for me to really target down until he gets a little bit of mana. Because that's what we get all of our boost ratio off of. So we'll do this, get full mana on almost everything. Need to get the Grigoltha back up. And it looks like we're throwing the next disable there or just wait for the famine. I believe we're just going to wait for the famine. So we take that just so he doesn't, and then just throw famine. Should be enough damage, not going to bother calculating it since the Grigoltha would have cleaned up. Since it's on first slot, it doesn't matter as much. We'll go for the skull here so he doesn't. That'll also allow us to have a new famine target for when we want to go to use famine, which is soon. We'll go explode this, and just a little bit more mana. Ideally, I don't want to have to Moloch here, if we can help it, so I'll do this. He'll just die to explosions almost at this. No! At this point. Oh, that hurt. I did not expect it to actually get all the way to full mana. Whoops. Okay, well, now we just need to wait it out until something gets cleansed, preferably Moloch or famine. Wait, what? Oh, it died to famine. I was gonna say, how can we kill it? Yeah, it died to famine. That makes sense. Oh, come on. Why does it keep getting skulls? Okay, something cleansed. There we go. We got famine now. It's really hard to tell when it's cleansed and not cleansed with those little icon thingies. Well, it's not really worth casting yet. Even though he is cleansed now. It was earlier. Not anymore. Alright, move that up. Oh, we're frozen on first slot, fail. Or frozen on yellow. I forgot because he's not showing his colors right now. Okay, so we famine that. And then we just work our way down. So famine, Moloch, Amnesia. And pretty much just went from there. Oh, you're silenced. Hello. Keep forgetting that. Well, these overlays that say stats effects are so confusing these days. It's still like the same kind of icons. It's just the way that it's on the troop is so much smaller than what it was before. So we'll do that. Get a famine down. Actually, do we even need a famine? I might as well just double Moloch at this point because it's already low enough. So just go for the reds and then basically win. And as match. Before he even gets to do anything. Is there an easy way to get death? Other than crafting it? No. But yes, crafting it's the only way, basically. Or at least the only easy way. Just wait till it comes in rotation on the Soul Forge. And then obtain it from the Soul Forge. With 4,000 diamonds, 20,000 souls, and 10 trade stones. 10 celestial trade stones. Wrong category. But yeah, just keep an eye on this category. Once you're level 10 Soulforge, you will start to see mythics here, and they rotate every single week. More of them will be on rotation in the future, but as of this current moment in time, there's only 4. Well, technically 5, but Xenos is always craftable, but there's only 4 that are ever on rotation. And this week it happens to be Infernus, Elmagrim, Guard's Avatar, and War. And next week it'll be a different 4, or assumably a different 4. It's actually not running off of any schedule right now. I believe it's just randomly picking completely random mythics. So it is possible that some of these could actually repeat the next week, which is a little bit annoying and kind of counterintuitive. But yeah, eventually it'll rotate until you can create a death at some point. Let's go do the final Guild War battle. Doing pretty good today, though it's actually the same scoring as we've always been doing. How's the ranking doing? We're in second, not a solid second, but second is all we need to move back up into first, so that's perfectly fine if we do end up finishing at second place, ideally first, but the reward for both is the same, so doesn't make too huge a difference. Oh, why do I keep clicking back to PvP? And now the games, and now to the guilds. The guild was the correct one. 3 strikes, you're out. Okay. Final battle. Yarl, Dawnbringer, Storm Shield. Why use Dawnbringer and Storm Shield? And a Mercy. He must be using that under hero class, Titan or something. No, he's using as Divine. I'm really confused then. That's an odd combination. But okay, we'll go into it. Any good replacement for Famine for this team? No, for the most part. There's no Drainer that serves the same role that he does in that slot. Also, if you're using the Cockatrice version, then there's definitely no replacement for the Famine, or at least no really viable one. But in the Gorgolfa variant, you can get away with Grapple Pot. Also, currently, the new Create a Troop poll thingy that's on the forum right now, that troop happens to be a green-yellow. So that would actually work on this team as the last slot. But yeah, I think Grapple Pot is the best possible alternative last slot. Oh, excuse me, as of this current moment in time. So I can't do my normal move. I'm going to have to take this yellow right here because of the Mercy. I can't let him get all the mana that would have been there. So we'll move this over. And we'll just go for a standard skull. And hopefully he will Mercy. Perfect. Exactly what we needed. Thank you for playing for our team today, Mercy. Well, we just basically win at this point. He gave us a bunch of yellow on the board. We'll get a bunch of mana into our everything. He gave us a free Gorgolfa as well. Just another Famine. That's full mana on everything. I mean, another Gorgolfa. And yeah, now we can just keep throwing Molochs, Famines, and there really isn't anything he can do to win at this point. Could you please hit HP to remove his barrier? It did not. Famine is not enough damage, so I guess we just Moloch something. The problem is Moloch is also not enough damage to really kill anything. So I'm just going to Moloch first slot, which is something I normally don't do. But he'll just die to Explosion. And that'll be the game plan for him. Okay, do we just keep exploding? Apparently. Just keep exploding till we win. If we get extra turn every single time, that would be perfectly fine. And Gorgolfa for the kill. I don't need to take the skull because that would kill him anyways. His barriers are annoying. I have a lot of single target. Luckily, we just hit HP right there, which removed his barrier. So now I can throw a Famine or a Moloch. I believe I'm going to go Famine here. I don't need... Only one of them even had mana in that instance. But I need to tear through his armor because we're going to be hitting a bunch of explosions and skulls on it. So no need to really keep it up like that one. And now we should be one skull away, which we can kill him off of that. So that's why we went Famine there. Because Moloch actually does less damage than Famine. It's just his damage is true damage, so generally it's better, but not always. Okay, well, there goes the shields again. He's getting a lot of shields really quickly. Well, I'm going to have to throw, I guess, Moloch here, because the damage doesn't matter in this instance. The drain still affects him, even though he has barrier on him. And do we even throw Famine? I kind of want to, just to get it out. I think I'm going to. So we'll throw that down. Get a Gorgolfa. And then we get Amnesia. Might take a skull first if one's available, and nope, no, none available. We'll go throw that down on reds. And then we'll go Moloch kill that. Oh wait, no we can't. We need to go remove barrier first. Stop getting extra turns. There we go. And now we can Moloch kill it, and then explode all brown, and that's pretty much match. He has no way to gain any more barriers, so we can't keep doing that annoying thing. and enough turns have passed at this point that we could basically just skull poke it to clean up. Okay, maybe not enough. A little bit off. Now we can. Oh, is that enough? Yes, it is. Move that down. Boom. Get a little bit more points for it. And down it goes. Sweet. Okay. So that Guild War day, I guess, was okay. The beginning battles did pretty bad, though. Especially the one we only had one left alive. But what was our score? 7,158. I guess that's understandable given how bad the first two went. But after the rest, that seems okay. And it does look like we should hopefully be able to keep second place and move back to bracket number 1, where we get the higher rewards. And ideally, we'll be able to keep 8 for higher there. Though the number 1 bracket does keep getting even more and more competitive, I notice. A lot of people that used to hang in bracket number 1 have moved down to bracket number 2. Some of them have even moved down to bracket number 3, like matchers for the longest time. I think Mean Machine for a little bit too. Solophobia got like second place one of the weeks too, like a couple of months ago. But yeah, guilds have been shifting. Also, there's my guild that the first guild I ever entered. I'm actually surprised to see them again. The guild kind of died out, but they made a comeback. They're actually 27th right now in Guild Wars. That's kind of amazing. But yeah, anyways, hello everyone. Hello Gilax. Let's see. Yeah, it's a lot of mats to craft a lot of the like mythics by hand. It takes about 2 months or 3 months approximately playing 100% free to play to unlock one mythic. They did this so that people actually could unlock mythics, which is much higher than the rate before. They did say that they're going to be adding a way to actually farm these resources, the ones that you get from the Soul Forge. As this current moment in time, the only way that you can actually obtain these resources is to play the dungeon every single day. And of course, they need to add a way to actually obtain these because that's going to leave newer players way too far behind if the only way that they could possibly obtain these dungeon resource or these Soul Forge resources is through dungeon only. But yes, they are going to be adding some way, shape, or form to be able to farm up these newer resources. These were just added pretty recently in the most recent patch, or most recent major patch. So they're still kind of balancing them out and trying to figure out like what exactly they want to do with it. So that will be changed in the near future, like how you farm them and stuff. Or at least more options will be available, I should say. They're not going to change dungeoning much, I don't think. They'll probably add more variety to it because currently it doesn't really have much. But yeah, we'll see what they do. They also have Q&A streams now every single month. So there's definitely a lot of questions to be able to ask them. I don't know when they're going to be bringing that thread back, though, to be able to post all the questions. Oh, so they've been streaming every Monday night now as well, which is also a good time to ask salty things. Well, let's go throw down a Elamagrim. And that is match right there. But yeah, that's how you get all the dungeon or all the Soul Forge resources. I keep calling it dungeon resources because basically they are at the moment, since a good majority of where you accumulate them are from dungeons only. Any good? Oh, never mind. I already answered that. What Strawn said? What does Strawn say? Another Moloch? I don't know if you can really get away with another Moloch on a double famine team. I mean, on the team we just did for Yellow Day. I guess it would be fine, because you would, assuming you still have the Amnesia, you would still get the full bonus of having the Amnesia there. Also, why am I still using this variant? I meant to be using the variant with the Troll. I was trying this the other day because someone requested for it. Personally, I do still prefer the double Troll. I do see the value in having Apothecary, but unless we're specifically against a really heavy freeze team, I don't feel like I really need it. Also, it could work in last slot too as like a Kraken counter. I'll go put that down into the yellows. Get another Elamagrim, and there's the match. And then we'll go do the final dungeon, and then let's go over next week's troops because there's 3 of them coming in. There are all Halloween related. Also, console is getting the exact same update, so yeah, everyone will be uniform. The platforms aren't completely uniform yet, but we are both getting the Halloween event at the exact same time because obviously it would be a little bit weird if they weren't simultaneous. So we'll get an Elamagrim here. Get the double purple going. Gets the poke. And as match, we won. I didn't even realize it uses all Goblin team for the final battle. Not the most annoying combo of them, but still a interesting one. And as match, just need to take one little more poke at this point. And any way that we can accumulate that mana, we'll wrap it up. And there we go. Okay, so that's all dungeoning today. Also, don't forget, if you aren't really doing the gems that often, this is always the best day to do them because it gives you the best value. With the 80 gems, or 80 diamonds, 400 shards, 500 souls, 2 gem keys, and 1 celestial trait stone for only 50 gems. And generally, you should pretty much always go for that every Sunday. If you were to do it any of these 7 days, that is the day to do it for, since it has the better value. But anyways, let me go bring up the forum. Good evening, Anthony. Welcome. Did you miss anything interesting? Nope, we just basically did the Guild Wars and the dungeons. But what we are going to be doing is something interesting, so let me go bring that up. Let me go over all the troops that are coming in on tomorrow. And this is applicable to console as well. All platforms are getting these changes. So let's get into the first one. The Nosferatu deals true damage. Oh wait, is it working? Yeah, it's coming up. It's showing correctly. The Blood Rights deal true damage to an enemy. Deal double damage if there's a Dark Storm. That is pretty noteworthy because there's a troop coming later, which makes this seem like more sense. Deal double damage if there's a Dark Storm. Then transform into either a Shadow Wolf or a Bat Swarm, both of which are 2 new troops coming in tomorrow. It's a brown-purple for 13 mana cost. Not quite sure how high this actually scales, but that is quite a high mana cost for how low this true damage is. Though if there is a Dark Storm, then that is a really, really high amount of true damage to do single target. So basically pretty average to low without Dark Storm. One of the best with Dark Storm. The only problem is you need Dark Storm. One thing to note on the traits, of course every undead has Undying now, but what's noteworthy about this stealthy trait is that all 3 of these forms, the Nosferatu, the Shadow Wolf, and the Bat Swarm, all have stealthy. So assuming you have all of them traded, this troop basically perpetually has stealthy, assuming you have them traded and it's not stunned. Though it also cleanses that stun if it happens to be stunned when it does transform. Any stats effects on it or any stat reductions at all end up getting removed then. And here's the Bat. This is actually a really nice addition. Crimson Bat has always been a really hard troop to obtain, and one that is generally pretty sought after by newer players simply because of how quickly it can help you win. This would have been great if they added this like 3 years ago, when everyone truly needed it, but still a really nice addition to the game. This is a Bat Swarm. It is basically a cheap version of a Crimson Bat, which is one of the best legends in the game, Crimson Bat that is. It deals deals true damage to all enemies, and then transforms into a Nosferatu. It is a little bit reduced compared to a Crimson Bat because it's only on half its magic. It definitely doesn't do anywhere near the damage of a Crimson Bat. I believe it's 4 or 5 damage below, somewhere around there. I forget the exact amount. But it's not exactly a Crimson Bat, but for a newer player, for the lower mana cost and everything that it is definitely decent. And of course it transforms into the previous troop that we saw, the Nosferatu, which also has stealthy as I mentioned, and this one also has immune to silent, so you can't get silent ones if you want to be able to get him up quickly, and then just make sure he has that guaranteed cast. A little bit easier to do it with him compared to other alternatives. And now the new legend. Both of those that we just showed are available for Glory, and then there's this guy who is only available in the event key drop hole. But he is, as far as event keys, let me go over event keys next week. Event keys are worth getting next week. Well, obviously, there's a new legend in it. But not obviously is the fact that Crimson Bat, as I mentioned, is one of the drops. And not only Crimson Bat, but it is a kingdom with a mythic, Golvania. So there is a chance that you can also get Draculus, which is similar to Crimson Bat, except it has a slightly higher mana cost, but it gains a lot more HP. Since it gains all of the damage it does in HP. But this thing deals damage to the first 2 enemies. One thing I don't understand is why this thing isn't true damage, but that's fine. Place Hunter's Mark and Death Mark on them. Kind of interesting. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first troop in the game that can multi-Hunter's Mark the enemy. And of course, Death Mark is Death Mark. 10% chance every single turn that it will kill, excluding the first turn. And then it transforms into a Nosferatu. So both of these newer troops transforms into a Nosferatu, and the Nosferatu transforms into one of these 2 troops. So it always goes back to Nosferatu, but then it can change into either the weaker Bat or the stronger Shadow Hunter. I mean the the Umberwolf. I said Shadow Hunter because of the thing. There's already a troop called Shadow Hunter. As far as traits, of course, stealthy. But one interesting thing, this is the first troop in the entire game to have the most ridiculously easy storm in the entire game. All you have to do is nothing. It creates a dark storm at the start of every turn. So not only is this a storm counter, as in whatever storm the enemy tries to do, you'll instantly be able to counter it into a purple storm or dark storm, whatever, both the same thing. You'll also have very easy access to actually be able to do these, since, yeah, it just automatically happens. So assuming it's not stunned, because it can get stunned, assuming it's not stunned, you'll essentially have a infinite dark storm for the duration of Umberwolf being alive. This is going to be great with Dragon Soul, Element Grim, unfortunately both the same colors. Basically anything that can put purple on the board, this thing is going to love, as well as Exploders. It could even be used with a variant of Gorgolfa. Wouldn't be too bad. Even a Stargazer Gorgolfa would be kind of funny, but actually would work as a combination. This guy's going to have quite a few things that he can be used with. He's definitely not just going to be used with like the undead or anything like that. Why does it say no troop type? I just noticed that. I don't know if that's an error on their part. There should probably be a beast or beast undead. Probably just beast, because it doesn't really look that undead, even though it kind of has the flames coming out of it. Anyways, yeah, those are all the new troops that are coming on Monday, all 3 of them. The other 2 are via Glory. The Umberwolf is via event keys. There we go. But yeah, we'll make sure to go over them. Let's see. It's an undead type player, and this will be great. Oh, you play a lot of the undeads? Yeah, if you play a lot of undead, then that will definitely be pretty useful. There are quite a few good undead combos. None of them work particularly good in late game, but quite a few of them, due to Golvania having so many low rarities and Kedar having a decent amount of low rarities, there's quite a bit of rarity that you end up getting, particularly earlier on in the game. But yeah, Golvania has quite a few interesting combos now. Let's go over to Golvania. Where is Golvania? The biggest problem with Golvania, though, which is still applicable, there's like no mana generators in this kingdom. The only 2 mana generators that are really consistent enough to ever bother using is the Villager Werewolf combo, which is basically just 1 troop, because very rarely would you ever bother putting both of them onto the same team. But yeah, there's like no mana generation. One thing that's really nice, though, is the amount of true damage, because we have Crimson Bat, Draculus, Grave Knight, technically, because it destroys their armor, so whatever his damage is how much damage he's doing to them. So Crimson Bat, Draculus, Grave Knight, Morthani's Will, Vampire Lord, and the 2 of the new troops, Nosferatu and the Mini Crimson Bat. That's probably just what I'm going to be calling it. The Mini Crimson Bat. Same as Crimson Bat, but in here. But yeah, should be a lot of fun to mess around with it. So if the console is getting these as well next week, any idea what is happening with the rest of the Merlantis troops? You guys will likely be getting Merlantis the following week. So obviously you're not getting it tomorrow, but the week after tomorrow. So 1 week from tomorrow, whatever date that is. That is November 6th. Console should be getting Merlantis. So yeah, they didn't end up giving it to you instantly. Normally they do, like pretty much always they do. But because of the Halloween event, they're shifting it by a week. So it will be a little bit harder for console people to get all the troops they need to get the kingdom. It also makes it so it's literally impossible to have Merlantis to 5 stars on console, because you need that 8th troop to be able to make that happen, to get the final star for 5 gold stars for the +1 stat. So yeah, you'll just have to wait just a little bit longer for that, unfortunately. Because they did replace it with the Halloween event instead. Are these kingdoms max? Yes, every kingdom I have is as max as they can possibly be. There isn't a single kingdom that I have less than as max as possible. Because we have literally as much as we really need for most things, except gold. I threw all my gold earlier, so we're like so short on gold right now. But other than that, we're pretty much good to go. Let's see. You did all the quests and challenges. Doing all the quests and challenges is normally the first step of doing the kingdoms, or at least doing all of the, or purchasing all the kingdoms. As far as kingdom leveling is concerned, doing them doesn't actually really contribute much to them, except for like a very small amount of extra gold per day, which is relatively trivial. But the main things that you end up doing to upgrade kingdoms are putting gold in them to level them up. Normally when you go into the kingdom page, there will be a page right here where you can level it up. Mine's already maxed. You can level every single kingdom to 10. Other than that, there is also the Kingdom Star system, which if you go under Kingdom again and go over to Power, based on how many troops, traits, and levels of troops within the kingdom that you'll have, you'll end up getting additional bonuses, including extra gold, extra tributes, and extra stats on top of the already existing stats. The amounts that you'll have on some of these troops just blow your mind. Oh, the stats, yeah. Stats in the late game get pretty high, and it's going to get even higher in about 6 months to about 9 months from now, when kingdoms start having 10 gold stars, or, you know, like filling up the entire thing. Because currently no kingdom can be 100% maxed, as you can see on the page. As this current moment in time, the highest any kingdom can have is 8 stars. And 9 stars won't be coming for another 4 months or so, even though they technically unlocked it. It's still like another 4 or 5 months away before we get that. So I assume it's going to be like 9 plus before we really get to the plus 2s. It'll be quite a while. I'm not quite sure what they're going to be doing with newer kingdoms too, because it's going to be really hard for newer kingdoms to start catching up to something like the other stars. Like, for example, let's take something like Silverglade. Actually, no, Silverglade is a bad example. Let's just take Merlantis, for example. This thing has 5 stars right now, and it's probably it's not getting its 6th star until January 1st, 2018. That is how long away it is before that thing gets another star. But yeah. Anyways, let's see. We did the dungeon. We did Guild Wars. Did pretty much everything. Went over to Troop. And if there's anything else you guys want me to mess around with, just let me know. Also, if any of you still want to, there is still a little bit of time to get 2x trait stones off a Wave Rider. It is still the event for it on PC Mobile. So you do get twice as the trait stones for using them. Not quite sure what next week's will be. I'm pretty sure it's going to be related to the bat. I'm pretty sure, like, use the bat, or maybe use all undead, or use all something. It's going to be something related to something. But we'll see exactly what happens with the event then. Can't really speculate on that, because any guess I try to do is probably not what it's actually going to be. And they don't actually tell us ahead of time. That's the only bad thing about the forum posts. They never actually say, like, what some of the specific event-related stuff was. We did ask and request for that when they initially released the whole event system. They didn't end up doing it, though. As it might be too much work on their part, because they kind of have the I almost said animated, automated, to kind of, like, automatically post on its own. You should play Dungeons and get 50 gem pack on your second account. Yeah, I will be doing that. Normally, if I don't end up doing that on stream, I normally just do it after the fact. It only takes, like, what, 5 minutes or so? Doesn't take too long to do. Let's see. We'll go and, I guess get a Rowan down right there. That is team wipe, wow. Was not expecting that. Of course, we get the double trait stones. Let's see what we get. Oh, only minor blues, actually major blues. You're level 163 and just pulled a Plague. Is he worth it at your level? No. Honestly, Plague isn't worth it at any level. Congrats on getting a mythic, but unfortunately that's like one of the worst mythics in the game. He might get buffed in the future. In his current state, he's generally not worth using. For one, he kind of needs to be fully traded to even be average, and obviously there's plenty of other things that are better than him. But yeah, it's too low of an impact for how high of a mana cost he has. Decreasing a random skill at your level would probably only be around 6, so that doesn't do too much. Poison at your level is decent, but there's plenty of things that poison for like 15 mana or 16 mana to all enemies, so doing that for 22 mana isn't really worth it. And diseasing all enemies, he is the only thing that can disease everything. Though the only thing that does is it halves the amount of mana that the enemies end up accumulating. And that's not too particularly impactful. The main reason anyone ever even bothers using him is he's the only Apocalypse troop left that has 2x skull damage. He also has Impervious, which of course any troop with Impervious at some point will be applicable to some team. And he also is like a mini Kraken, because he can reduce enemy stats by 3 every single time a extra turn is triggered via the board. They really need to buff Disease. Yeah, Disease is super, super weak. Like, ridiculously weak. It's basically half the effect of a Silence. And Silence, I wouldn't say that Silence is weak, but it's basically just half a Silence. Why have a status effect that is just half the effect of something else that already exists within the game? Doesn't really make too much sense. Not really quite sure what they were thinking with that. And even some of the troops they initially put it on too, like Hellhound, is just so bad that they never get used. Like, I could understand them adding it just to have it as kind of like how Armored is in the game. Obviously, Armored's pretty bad, but they need to give some troops something if they're going to give it other higher qualities. But, like, they could give disease to things more often since it's so bad. That or buff things that already have it. Because that's somewhat understandable. Like, if you want a weaker version of something to put on a troop, so that if it already has, it's already good in other aspects, just to kind of even it out. But I don't know, I just don't really understand, like, the whole point of what they were trying to do with that. Just doesn't work at all. Well, he's going to get a Kraken down. We're just going to take the blue, let him do his thing. He's going to get a lot of damage there. Queen Map's still hitting that because that's another trait that's pretty useless right now. Submerge. Not only do you lose it when you cast or take a skull on that troop, but there's so many things that hit full AoE. Even though it's supposed to protect you against full AoE, that still end up hitting him, which obviously doesn't really help much. Like mana burns, Kraken tentacles, stuff like that. Some of the most meta things used right now in the entire game. It doesn't even help the counter. They might address that next patch and maybe do something in the coding to fix that. But yeah, we'll see exactly what happens. Submerge is pretty low tier. You have him at reduced 9, but you guess you'll stick with Borealis. Yeah, I would think you would get a better value out of Borealis. Also, if you haven't tried the combo yet, try putting it with a Justice. Justice gets a really big boost ratio based on every single frozen troop on the enemy team. If you haven't tried the combo yet, it's definitely worth doing. And basically everyone has a Justice. All you really have to do is just open a couple guild chests, and within like 20, you'd probably get one of them if you don't already have one. And you can only get guild chests from being within a guild. We'll go throw down those yellows there, get some damage. Go throw down Dragon Soul. And then just throw down Dragon Soul into the wave crash. The wave! Gotta do the wave! Woo! The wave will... let's see. Also, Halloween's this Tuesday. I keep forgetting that. It's like right around the corner. I don't know if we're gonna do anything special for it. I don't have any costume. And I don't know if there's any special game that I could really do. We'll still have our normal 8 PM stream at night. But, I don't know, I need to look into it. They should make Submerge defend from Queen Mab's Mana Burn too. Yeah, it would definitely help against Queen Mab's Mana Burn. Basically anything that hits all enemies it should protect against, like what the card says. If it did exactly what the card said, it would actually be really good. The problem is it doesn't. Like, let's say, for example, even something like this. Burn all enemies on 4 times matches. It should dodge that, because it's all enemies. And I'm pretty sure they will never make that kind of change. But it would actually make Submerge really viable if they did. Break out the bunny ears? I guess we could. I don't have anything else to go with it. I'll figure out something. If nothing else, I could just go stop by a store real quick, either tomorrow or the following day, and find something weird to put on. We'll see. What to move? Shadow Dragon, just for the poke. Pristine X for the pure damage. And that is match. Dragon Soul for the final souls, and there we go. Our souls are starting to repair themselves slowly. We're starting to accumulate souls quicker than we're using them. The only problem is, by the end of this year, there is a possibility that they will add a update to Soulforge that will bring even more to Soulforge, and there's a good chance they'll add a new weapon. And when they do, I will not have enough to actually buy that new weapon at this current state. Right now, we only have 200,000 souls. We would need 1.3 million. We would need over 1 million more souls. Well then, there's a lot of souls. But yeah, there's a lot more to go, that is for sure. You've been grinding a kingdom for the last arcane plane straight stone, but low luck. Do you have to keep doing it until you're lucky enough to get it by RNG? Pretty much. You can also wait until it comes through an event. One thing that you should always do is save all of your glory and only spend it on, never spend it on glory keys, but only spend it on whatever the event things are. The events always have at least 2 arcanes on them. The cost of these arcanes can change from time to time, depending on what the rarity is, but this week, as you can see, they're actually pretty good value. they're 200 glory per arcane. Normally, if they're a common, rare, or ultra rare, they cost 300 glory per arcane. And if they are an epic or a legend, if they happen to ever release a legend through glory, they have in the past a couple times. Actually, I believe this weapon technically is legendary. But anyways, whenever they do that, that generally becomes a 500 glory cost, which means they come to 250 glory each. But yeah, 200 glory per arcane is about the cheapest you're ever really going to get it. Very, very rarely will ever be cheaper than that. And you can just buy these to get stock up on trait stones every single week. And these change to different colors. Like, for example, we will be able to get red-brown for 300 glory each next week. We'll also be able to get brown-purple for 200 glory each next week. So that's basically the easiest way to really go around getting your trait stones. After several months of playing this game with saving all of your glory for using event packs only, you will end up accumulating basically enough of every trait stone than you'll ever really need, for the most part. Which chests, it's a long process, but it's worth it if you just save all your glory and don't go for the chests. It'll help you more in the long run. Which chests were Leviathan and the Merlion in? Because you've got only 7 hours to grind to get them. Oh, yes. If you're on PC right now, you have until event switchover to go farm them. You have 6 hours left. Reset is at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is in, well, about 6 hours. Let me see the exact time. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 hours and 11 minutes you have until you won't have any more time. But they're in event keys. Yeah, you can get all of the ultra rare or higher from the new kingdom in these keys. You will get a few other troops as well, but the main troops you'll be getting are the main troops you would get from opening event keys right now on PC Mobile are Azura, Lapre, Leviathan, Merlion, and Wave Rider are the 5 that you would end up getting for the most part as most of your drops. As far as which ones are decent, mainly just Merlion and Azura. Leviathan's okay, but because Submerge is so weak, and that's kind of the whole premise of the troop, it doesn't really work that well. But yeah, Azura and Merlion are the 2 most solid things from the kingdom. I even use Merlion on my, I believe, blue Guild War Day or red? I think it's my blue Guild War Day. I use Merlion. Azura I haven't bothered incorporating into Guild Wars yet. I might need to. She's just a little bit too random, because her explosions are random and her skill decrease are too random. Generally, you need something a little bit more consistent for Guild War purposes, but she does make a pretty good PvP mana generator plus stat reduction. Oh, for the console? Oh, console is not getting Merlantis until not this Monday, but next week. Basically, 1 week and 6 hours from now, console will be getting Merlantis. They end up not giving out Merlantis this week to console because they're doing the Halloween event instead. So unfortunately, you guys got pushed back a week for the Merlantis event. So yeah, next week's event on console will be Golvania, not Merlantis. I did end up saying that it would be Merlantis earlier, but I didn't realize they were going to run the Halloween event immediately. Although that kind of does make sense. I just didn't know for sure if they would, because there has been holidays events in the past where a troop was added that's kind of holiday thematic, but they didn't actually add it at the same time. Yeah, you can get glory right now from, I mean, you can get the new troops from the most recent kingdom you guys got from Glory Gold, Glory, Gem, and VIP chests. But the easiest way to obtain them is waiting for a Merlantis Kingdom event week, and then just throwing event keys. But yeah, you guys can on console can get it right now if you just open these. The problem is you'd have to open a lot of these, particularly if you're trying to find a new legend or more copies of the new epics. The only thing that would be worth opening for is if you're trying to get ultra rare or higher, it's perfectly fine to try throwing for, I mean, ultra rare or lower, sorry. It'd be fine to throw these keys for them. But if you're trying specifically for the epics and the legend from the Merlantis, I would wait until the event week comes around and just do it through event keys, because it'll be a lot easier to do it that way. Anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading off for now. Well, yeah, what was going there? But yeah, tomorrow we will be going and doing the 3 new troops that are going to be coming, all for the Halloween event, all 3 from Golvania, of course. We will be doing the stream later tomorrow night, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 23 hours from now. You know, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow, doing our normal stuff, having our redeem code, all that. VIP chests, are they good? Kind of. They're decent. They're mainly only used for obtaining mythics due to how ridiculously high they cost. I really only ever open these when there's a new mythic that I want. That's about the only time I ever bother with them. Are they good value? They're decent. As a newer player, I'd honestly consider gem keys to be better value. But as a late game player, then yeah, generally VIP keys are the best way to go. Of course, you do have to have VIP 5 for it, which is $130 spent on the game. It's not required to have VIP chests to be able to do everything within the game, but it is definitely quite helpful to happen to have it unlocked. But yeah, you can easily do everything off of just gem chests. Perfectly fine. They also said that they're going to be buffing event keys in the future and likely lowering their cost by giving them more of a drop pool. I'm not quite sure when the update's going to be coming when they do that, but that is definitely would be pretty helpful. Personally, I basically never throw gems at event keys. Very, very rarely. And normally just for showing video purposes do I ever do that. Gem keys are always like the best thing to spend gems on as far as the value that you end up getting for them. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for coming down. I will see you all tomorrow night. Best of luck with the drops if you are opening for the new Golvania troops tomorrow. Definitely worth throwing event keys at them to try to get a Crimson Bat if you don't already have, a Draculist if you don't already have, and of course the new legend that is getting added. And we'll be going over all that tomorrow morning and doing the stream later tonight or tomorrow night. Yeah, hope you all have a wonderful Halloween if I don't end up seeing you later. Of course, that's in 2 days from now. And I guess we'll do something for that. Something small. Oh, I need to go ask Salty for more redeem codes too. I actually already asked her. Hopefully she'll give us some Halloween ones. Don't know if she'll give us any like special in them. But we can always ask her. Anyways, guys, see you later. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Much appreciated. And hope you all have a wonderful week and Halloween. Goodbye, everyone.